This evening, beloved Nada, who is the Lord of the sixth ray, will be speaking to us. So I would like to invite you to sing her song, meditate on her.
Number 232.
The Ascended Lady Master Nada made her ascension from Atlantis. That means she's been an ascended master for 12,000 years. She was an attorney and, of course, had many different embodiments. Her flame is a tremendous flame of divine love. This is a painting of her done by Ruth Hawkins. She took initiations under the archangels of the third ray, the Archangel Chamuel and his twin flame, Charity. She learned the art of selfless love, of using the creative fire of her heart to support a family of many brothers and sisters in her final incarnation, where they all became very successful, highly talented and professional, because she kept the flame for them. And her achievement was love and love's union in God in the victory of the ascension. The sixth ray that she is Lord of is the ray on which Jesus served himself. It is the ray of ministration and service. The positions in hierarchy changed in about 1956, and Jesus with Kuthumi became world teachers, and so Nada moved in position as the Lord of that ray. She serves on the karmic board. And so, as one of the 7 members of that board who teach us the lessons we have to learn and assign us before entering birth and leaving, she adds her flame. It's a magnificent flame. And she continues to serve with Jesus today. Jesus has an etheric retreat over Saudi Arabia. And so that is the retreat to call to for Jesus' intercession in the Middle East. The love of Lady Master Nada is so profound, so all-filling. When you make contact with her heart, you can feel her love filling all of the earth and beyond. She has tremendous attainment, having been ascended so long, and yet she is very, very close to earth. I saw her recently assisting in rescuing someone from the astral plane who had gotten tangled there for quite a while. And this person had been in such an ordeal in the astral plane for so long that they had to be taken to the retreat of Raphael and Mother Mary at Fatima on the etheric plane to be healed before they could actually start working in the etheric retreats. For reasons of the connection of this live stream to someone at our ranch, Lady Master Nada brought her to the ranch on her way to that healing retreat. She is the epitome of compassion, beloved Nada, and is continually serving to rescue souls. If you make her a part of your life, she will help you and then help you to help many others. I was thinking as we were singing to beloved El Moria that I wanted to tell you something. El Moria is my guru and has been for as long as I can ever remember. I once wrote on the back of a book that I published of his, I loved him before I knew him. He was someone I loved that I knew was there, even though I didn't know who he was. And I thought to myself, I wanted to tell you the joy of having an ascended master as a guru, which you can have also. And that is, as we go through the path of life, we meet challenges and trials and many things that almost seem beyond human endurance, especially when we are at the forefront of religious thought that challenges every other religious institution on the planet, as we do. I don't mind challenging religious institutions, but it's what you deal with as a result of that that is difficult sometimes. And I realized that the difference between having a human teacher and having an ascended master as your teacher is that you can summon yourself to almost any deed, almost any effort, almost anything that seems the impossible, because you're doing it for the love of your guru and because your guru is supporting you to such an extent of love and strength. And in the perspective of the larger purposes of one such as El Morya, who heads the Darjeeling Council of the Great White Brotherhood, works on behalf of the governments of the nations, the economies, is very much involved in the day-to-day affairs of all nations. He's a very busy master. He's a Mercurian master. And for the love of this guru, I can tell you, I would simply do anything in this world. And I know that he would do anything that is possible for a master to do for someone in embodiment, for me, in the process of my efforts to help to bring about his mission, his plans for the earth. And I can tell you that if I were attempting to do what I do for a human master or a human cause, I wouldn't summon the effort, because the effort it takes so much effort to challenge the forces of darkness on a daily basis without fail, daily prayers, daily witnessing at the altar. And I think many of you share this sentiment, but I thought I would put it in perspective for you this evening, because we are truly called in this experience of the trial by fire that besets us in this final decade of the century. We're called to do those things that require self-transcendence. You have to transcend yourself every day to rise to the occasion of world need, the personal needs of people who are suffering. Has there ever been a time when so many people have suffered through cancer, through AIDS, through all of the things that we're looking at in our society? Children are suffering. They're suffering from malnutrition. They're suffering from not having the right foods, from being injected with everything under the sun. I mean, there isn't a segment of our society, rich or poor, that is not burdened by these times. And so we all want to do so much more than we feel capable of. And my expression to you this evening is that we have such a hope in our hearts to be able to do this because of the strengthening of the presence of the heavenly hosts and the ascended masters of the Great White Brotherhood who overshadow us. So I wanted to bring that thought to you, to know that it is a joy to serve, and the sense that they are behind us and that they are strengthening us, and that we can go out and do what they've asked us to do. We can respond to Helios. It is a great, great joy. So if you are shopping for an Ascended Master Guru, I would recommend you get my book, Lords of the Seven Rays, and read about the lords of each of the seven rays and see which one you have an affinity to. You know, an affinity is a fine tie. So look at that and consider them all. There really is not one that is better than the other. So you'll probably wind up gobbling them all up and having them all seven as your gurus. But there is no conflict in heaven. So we call upon the different masters for different reasons.